Hello everyone, my name is Melanie Caesar and this is my persuasive video assignment for SWG 632. So behind me includes a PowerPoint on employer-sponsored healthcare insurance that I created for you guys. So let's get to it. What is employer-sponsored health insurance? So an employer-sponsored health insurance plan is group health insurance for employees. An employee healthcare insurance plan is essentially any healthcare coverage that is paid by the employer. So employee-sponsored coverage includes not only insurance for employees and their families, it can also include coverage for retired employees. And also, there were federal laws that were put in place to give former employees, the right to stay on their company's health insurance, but it was at their own expense. And they had to qualify within a certain amount of time. So that as well is considered an employee-sponsored insurance. So in the PowerPoint, I'll be discussing the Kaiser Family Foundation a few times. They do a lot of research on ESI meaning employee-sponsored health insurance. So I just want to get you guys familiar with why you'll be hearing about them throughout my PowerPoint. So it says, according to the recent data, in 2019, the Kaiser Family Foundation, they found that around 49% of the country's total population received employer-sponsored healthcare insurance. So this chart below, it displays healthcare insurance premiums. So it starts from 2000 to 2014, and it shows the red line is worker contributions to premiums, and the blue is worker wages. So since 2000, worker contributions to their health insurance premiums have on average always outweighed the increases in wages. So it shows the red line being at 212% for worker contributions to premiums, with the blue line being worker wages at only 54%. So that shows the evident problem here. So this shows, I just got a cute little image to show different viewpoints. So the topic that I'm actually trying to persuade you guys away from for this assignment is healthcare coverage should be covered by employers, and laws and mandates should be put in place for this to actually occur. I get that some companies and some businesses can't afford to do this, so that's why laws and mandates should be implemented so that this can be possible. So the different viewpoints. Some people agree that ESI should be covered by employers, and some individuals believe that they should not. So for this assignment, the different viewpoint that I'm arguing is that employers should not be responsible for providing health insurance to their employees. So before I get into that, I'll give you guys a little history behind ESI. So there are only a few companies in 1930 that were providing this to their employees. ESI only gained momentum after World War II, and this was because a lot of men were getting drafted into the war, and this resulted in a lot of companies losing employees, and they didn't know what to do. So it was used as a recruitment tool. Benefits, who doesn't like benefits? They also needed individuals to be healthy. They could not risk anybody getting sick and leaving and going home, or just not coming back. So they needed something to put in place that they had healthy employees and employees that knew they had benefits so that they can keep going to the job. It was also tax deductible for employees and not taxable for employees. On the other side, so ESI has been around for over 80 years. However, it's actually been on the decline. The concept has been on the decline for the last 30 years. With fewer people being covered, there's not a lot of people there is not the same amount of people covered as they were back then, as well as less coverage, but it still costs more. So you're paying these premiums, these high premiums, but you're not being fully covered, as well as less value of the coverage. So now the coverages aren't providing you with the same things that they were back then. So employee-sponsored health insurance arose at a different time compared to recent years. So we are definitely in a different time than we were 80 years ago. Everybody knows that. So a little point on why it's different in this aspect for ESI is because beyond the labor shortages, American businesses were dominant with little concern about foreign competition. They didn't really have competition, outside of their own little area. Like now we have competition in the United States, we have competition across the globe, we have it up and down our streets, So, and labor unions were very strong. That is not the case in these days, as you guys know it. So, different challenges. Loyalty. So, between employers and employees, loyalty has dropped off in recent years, with employees having several jobs, just not taken as serious. I think it's behind the ESI and the benefits just not being there for the employers, as well as part-time workers are not eligible for benefits, and union membership hovers only 10% of the workforce. So markers showing the long decline of ESI. So I have a few key points. It was kind of long, so it's this slide and the next slide. I'll actually put the link down below the video for you guys to see. I know the glare is pretty bad, but just kind of bear with me, and I'll post the PowerPoint under for you guys. So in 1980, more than 70% of the employees working more than 20 hours a week were covered. That number fell to 56% by 2005, with coverage already being unraveling as employees shifted from undefined benefits to defined contributions. So instead of, so a little background on what defined benefits and defined contributions mean is defined benefits are basically things that, like benefits that the employers pay, and the defined contributions is benefits that we as the employees have to pay. So it actually shifted to employees paying more instead of employers putting out more for the benefits of their employees. Also, over a 13-year period, the Kaiser Family Foundation has been tracking premiums for ESI. So employee contributions have increased by 168% as compared to increased wages of 50% and inflation of 38%. Premiums for families for ESI coverage has gone up 9% this year, triple the increase in 2010. Family premiums are now at $15,000 on average, of which $4,000 is paid by the employee. It's not a lot. Not a lot covered by the employer at all. And then many of the ESI plans cannot really be called insurance. They don't really give you a lot of coverage. So that's the decline of ESI. The Affordable Care Act. So there's three primary goals to make healthcare affordable to more individuals, expand the Medicaid program to cover more adults with certain incomes, and then support innovative medical care delivery methods. However, why this cannot fix the problem? Having handed over a combined employer and individual mandate to private insurance industries with minimal regulatory clout, the bill lacks any aspect of cost containment measures. Federal wages also give employees whatever they wanted. So to keep it very low, their limit of annual coverage is only $2,000 a year. As well, there needs to be a partnership between business, labor, and government. So in this slide, it's a quote by Walter Reuther that I found very interesting. So it says, when American corporations reached the point to where they couldn't make their own businesses more efficient without making it less profitable, when their dependency ratio soared to imaginable heights, when they got tens of billions behind in their healthcare obligations, when the cost of caring thousands of retirees forced them to stare bankruptcy in the face. They would come around to the idea that markets work best when the burdens of benefits are broadly shared. So it just goes back to the team effort part. So the other point is that the Kaiser Family Foundation came up with, that most are happy with employer insurance. So it says generally people are happy with the insurance that they are provided, although they struggle paying the deductibles. So the survey shows that a nearly 7 in 10, which is 68%, give their health plans a grade A or a B. Large shares would say that they are grateful and content in describing the way that they feel towards their insurance. And more than half, which is 58%, say that they think their employer is offering the best insurance that they can afford. So this just is the other point as to why employers should not do more for their employees when it comes to ESI. And that is my PowerPoint. I hope you guys enjoy and got a lot of information out of it.